Welcome back to Highlander Heart, and it has been a busy time at casting for the reboot. I mean, there was one, then there's another, and then there's another. Um, we have a Heather, we have a Kastagir, and we have another wild card. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Joe. Welcome back, Amy. Exciting times. Exciting times. Where do we start? Let's start with Heather. Let's do it in order, just for my brain. And Karen Gillan. How about that? What did you think, Amy? What were your thoughts as a Doctor Who fan?
Yes, definitely. Um, just the irony of like the original film being a Scotsman playing a Spaniard and blah blah blah. It's nice to finally have a Scottish person playing a Scottish person. So yeah, and she's fantastic. She kind of smashes everything she's in. So
Yeah, yeah,
no issues whatsoever. I think she will be brilliant.
yeah. Absolutely. No, I agree. Yeah, Joe.
Oh yeah, it was much like Amy, and especially with the recent casting of a Scotsman as Scotty on Strange New Worlds. I was like, yes, finally we have someone that won't have to do a horrible approximation of a Scottish accent. They can just use their normal accent, and it'll be great. But I've adored Karen Gillan since Doctor Who. Huge Whovian. So Amy Pond playing playing Heather is fantastic. I mean, she certainly has shown the range, not just on Doctor Who, but everything else that she's done since then. She's great. So
No, absolutely. Yeah, and I love to comment on Twitter, I think it was, or and probably all social media, is that the dialect coach can sit this one out.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But interestingly enough, that wasn't. I'm sort of looking down on my phone trying to find the tweet. There was a tweet that she made in 2019. Somebody had tweeted Highlander just as a random thing, and she'd responded and she said with a real Highlander actor, oh, and female, obviously pitching herself to play the lead. And and someone said, do you know anyone to fit the bill? And she said, of course, there can be only one. So the writing was on the wall all this time. We were just waiting, and in actual fact, I did put paging Chad Stahelski on there as a retweet. So yeah, we got there in the end. So amazing. My only concern about it is that she should be underused. I think she's so vibrant and such an amazing actress. I hope they built the part up a bit for her,
Yeah.
and made her a little bit more proactive, maybe in the story or certainly in a relationship, and that kind of thing.
Mm.
Well, like I not alluded to, but said, and I guess in the last one we did that if they're obviously Chad's obviously planning this not to be a standalone
Mm,
remake. It's going to be, beginning and all that. So subsequent films and or a TV series, if they do it, she can certainly appear in flashback. Still, it doesn't have to be just her story, just in the first movie. So
yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true. Absolutely. So I mean, and of course, the other thing was that she's a co-star of Dave Bautista from Guardians of the Galaxy. So we're already
Yes.
thinking, well, we started off with Henry, and then we got Russell Crowe, so it's like a Man of Steel reunion, and then we got Dave Bautista, and then we got Karen Gillan. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy reunion. Little did we know, they were shipping in another one right behind Djimon Hounsou. I mean, amazing. I mean, talk of often underused actors. A fantastic actor, award-winning actor. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I mean, he's got to be Kastagir, isn't he? This is what we were waiting for. And a fantastic actor to play him. Joe, what were your thoughts when he popped
I
up?
was over the moon. I've been advocating for Jamie Foxx, but Hounsou he is an amazing actor. He was fantastic, obviously, in Guardians of the Galaxy, but much like I encourage with Dave Bautista and a bunch of other people, it's like check out a lot of the other movies he's in because he's just such a terrific actor, and he's one of those that can do a lot with his face and his body language, and it's just amazing. So very happy for that.
Absolutely. Amy?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything there as well. He's we'd seen him in A Quiet Place, the prequel for that, and yeah, he was really good in that. The little that he was in it, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously we've seen the Marvel stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, exactly, and I think it's a testament to him that his character sort of kept popping up in, I think, Captain Marvel he was in, and he was in the What If animated as well.
Yeah,
So I think it's, yeah, no, he did a great job. But yeah, fantastic to see him in there. So then we're all sitting here going, right, Brenda's got to be next, right? Brenda's got to be next. And then out of nowhere comes Max Zhang. And I mean, for those who don't know, I mean, I kind of feel like this is the way we felt when we got Donnie Yen in Endgame, right? Because this is a really well established in the genre, sort of martial arts action star, and actually has also been in two other films with Dave Bautista. If we want to keep the connections going, Escape Plan 3, I think it was, and I don't know how to say it. Is it Ip Man or IP Man? I'm
I've always said Ip Man, but
there you go. I mean, it makes more sense. Both capital letters. I don't know. Below, how stupid I am. Yeah, so Ip Man, it was Master Z, I think it was called, something like that. That he was in with Dave as well. So yeah, like tons of people getting back together on this one. But I mean, I say wild card. I mean, he could be playing one of the established characters that we know from the first movie, or maybe from one of the other movies.
yeah,
Any sort of thoughts on that, Joe?
um, it would be, I guess, like you said, it would naturally be assumed that he'd be an immortal and be able to use, some martial arts and things like that. But you're right. What if he's like, I know maybe they're not going to have Moran and Bledsoe in it, but maybe he is, some other kind of like, detective or some other mortal to kind of give us a throughway into the movie instead of depending all on Brenda for that. So that would be a good switch, and it would be kind of a nice twist on the casting. So we'll see. But knowing Chad Stahelski, he's probably going to be playing a badass immortal. So
Yeah. How about you, Amy?
I think yeah, knowing that he's like really good with the martial arts, that kind of stuff, and that's kind of like a key thing in a lot of Chad's previous movies.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get some really good choreography out of this.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. It's looking strong, I would say, this cast so far. And as I mentioned earlier, awards strong as well. I was looking back at the first film because because I was go, wow, there was Connery, he won an Oscar, but that wasn't until 2 years after Highlander that he won the Oscar for The Untouchables, which was a fantastic movie. But yeah, that was 2 years after Highlander. So when they made the movie, I think nobody won anything, but it's a marked difference this time. We've got quite a few. You've probably been doing your homework more than I have, Joe or Amy. Um, what have we got?
I mean, obviously Russell Crowe's got the Oscar.
Yeah,
Um, all of the others have got at least two or three wins between them. Looking at this, Marissa's got a BAFTA, and
Cavill's got some Critics' Choice Awards,
yeah,
MTV Awards. Um,
G
Karen's got quite a few too. In fact, she's got a whole truckload of awards from Critics' Choice, Saturn Awards, MTV Movie. Um, yeah.
Jamon's
So
been nominated for 2 Oscars as well.
yeah, I mean, it's like everybody in here has either won or been nominated for some pretty high profile, prestigious awards. So
Yeah, Djimon was nominated for 2 Oscars, and yeah, Russell three and won one of those, which is pretty impressive already. Let alone all the rest. So yeah, it's exciting stuff. Um,
yeah, to me, kind of too, especially with some of the other folks, the kind of the Critics' Choice Awards and some of the local film festival awards and things, to me are more impressive, only because of my own personal feelings about the Oscars. But that's still nothing to sneeze at if you win an Oscar. But they seem more kind of popularity contests to me. But Critics' Choice and
yeah,
some of like the MTV awards and things like that are more impressive in a way to me. And Karen Gillan has won those, Henry Cavill, so Dave Bautista. So it's like, yeah, we've got some good actors in here. And I know there was some comments online and people were like, oh, the first one was like very, other than Sean Connery was pretty much kind of unknowns. And I wish, they would kind of do unknowns and kind of guerrilla filmmaking and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, for something like this, a tent pole, they're never going to do that.
no,
So,
this
you
is it.
know,
Yeah, they are really looking. Excuse me, they are really looking to sort of stack this. I kind of feel like to really kind of make a big impact with it, and
If they're wanting to make a trilogy out of it, they can't be
exactly.
yeah.
messing about, really, can they?
No, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, and yeah, it's fantastic. So I mean, really, we're only left with Brenda, right? This is who we're waiting for. Does anybody have any other picks for Brenda? I have one that popped into my head, and it's literally only because I saw that she was recently working, or recently will be working with Djimon on another project, and she's also worked with Chad on one of the John Wick movies before. I thought she'd be pretty interesting, and she's, I think, a much better age demographic as well. Halle Berry.
Oh, yeah.
I think she'd be really cool. I think she'd be really cool. I think
Yeah.
there's she's multifaceted. She can do action, but she can also do the drama. I'd be well up for that. Have you got any other ideas amongst you?
I'm still standing by Rosario Dawson, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had thought recently Jodie Comer could be quite cool. She's very good at accents. She's very good at action when she does action stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's very good with like emotion.
Hmm.
Um, so that'd be kind of cool. And she's not too young
No.
either. So
Yeah.
as we're talking and I'm thinking about this, just to go back to Max real quick, the other thing that I don't think we've speculated on, and maybe we don't know that they're going to do this in the movie, but knowing Chad, I wouldn't be surprised. What if Max is either the head of or one of the Watchers if they decide to introduce that part of the mythology in the movies?
Yeah. That'd be really cool. That would be really
that could
cool.
be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And funny enough, also because I was thinking about the Watchers if they were in the movie as well the other day, and then of course, like we spoke about before we came on, Joe. My mind went to, well, ooh, but who would play Mythos? And I actually think some of the people on the Facebook group had also been saying who they would pick for Mythos. I think somebody, one of the guys on the group put Benedict Cumberbatch as a good Mythos option. Um, and I think Tom Hiddleston could also
Oh,
be an interesting. I think Amy
yes.
agrees with both of these. A good Mythos as well. What about
The,
you, Joe?
the, I guess the only problem I have with those, and including all the ones that have been mentioned, and even Peter Wingfield, is the age of Mythos. If he's like 5,000 years old, he's
Mm.
not going to look like a talent, white European guy, I don't think. So that would be my only thing. It's kind of like,
Yeah, no,
but
that makes a lot of sense. I guess we're all going for those Peter Wingfield kind of vibes
yes.
with those two choices at least. Anyway, but yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Have either of you seen the Old Guard 2 yet?
I've not seen the
Yes.
second one yet, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's disappointing. I'll be honest. But there was a character in there that kind of felt reminiscent of Mythos, and was certainly, I think, more in line
Yes.
with what you're talking about, Joe,
Yeah.
in terms of sort of ethnicity and that kind of thing, and that would make more sense to kind of be to be that old. But I mean, I'd still go for I think Tom Hiddleston would be great. I think I'd be more.
Probably someone along those lines. Cumberbatch, somebody that has that, yeah, look. I
Yeah,
would,
Carries
yeah.
sarcasm really well.
yeah, yeah.
I, I do have one last maybe grenade to throw into the conversation based on comments people have made making online. So even in the Highlander Heart Facebook page, people have been posting, well, you know, who are they going to do for Joe Dawson and Mythos if they do? Sounds like they're going to do a TV series, and people are assuming that that means they're going to remake the TV series. And my question is, only because Henry is has done TV and still doing TV, and considering that TV series are not doing 22 episode seasons anymore, and you can do multiple things at one time, are we? I'm not assuming that we're going to get, even if we get a TV series, that we're going to get a Duncan MacLeod.
Mm.
I think Henry is the MacLeod for this Highlander universe and franchise, and they're not going to, expect people to suspend disbelief to think, oh, well, two Klansmen from only a few years apart are both immortal. Imagine that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think we would get the Watchers, not necessarily a Joe Dawson. Mythos seems like a pretty good character to introduce as part of the mythos,
Yeah.
but not. I don't think we get a Duncan MacLeod. I don't know that we necessarily get an Amanda.
Mm.
So I think people clinging to, oh, we're going to get a remake of this show with, oh, they're going to ruin it by not having the same actors play these characters, is like, you're assuming those characters are going to exist, and I question that and doubt that.
I mean, yeah, God, I tell you, Duncan.
Sorry, that's a huge thing to throw out there for people watching this. Are going to be like, what are you saying? So,
No, I think you've got a good point, but do you know what? What will be the deciding factor will be exactly the same as was the deciding factor back in 90, or whenever 91, whenever they started looking at the series, will be whether or not they can A, afford Henry, or B, whether he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if they want to do a series and he doesn't want to do it, either they got to recast or they got to have another character, and it'd be a shame to recast. Purely just because I don't like recasts, it annoys me. So, and there is the precedent there for another Klansman. Maybe they can just drop a little hint into this reboot. Just a little.
Just in case.
Yeah, just a little kind of a little mention, of I've heard about you, McLeod. You like the ladies, and he's like, no, that's the other guy.
As long as I remember knowing you, you've had all the fun and most of the good women.
or, or, um, my idea that they didn't go with, Brenda could still turn out to be an immortal as well, and you still have a MacLeod.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they were drawn together.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he
Interesting.
didn't know she, he once he left her, she became immortal after that, and so she's been looking for him
Yeah.
all these years or something. I don't know. So timeless love story.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, okay, I'm going to think about that.
Anyway.
Nice.
So I just thought I would really shake things up and throw that out there. So I don't know if you leave this in and we
Oh, yeah.
get all the people yelling at me, but we shall see.
Fantastic. Oh, well, thank you guys. Hopefully the next time we'll meet, we'll have our little Brenda. So we'll see. Or maybe we'll just get some other people that will have no idea what's going on.
Cameras will be rolling soon in the next few weeks. So
yeah, it's exciting.
Maybe some things to talk about there.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, well, that's very true. Yes, we'll be looking out for set photos and things like that. And yeah, exciting. All right.
That will be very exciting.
It will
Yes.
be. It will be. Finally, after more are we, 16 years or something ridiculous. Got there in the end. Okay. Well, thank you guys, as always, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Until then, hold fast.
Don't lose your
Don't lose your head.